Breaking news live on talkSPORT, and that is that the Champions League draw has been declared null and void and will be redrawn later on today. This is a statement from UEFA following a technical problem with a software of an external service provider that instructs the officials as to which teams are eligible to play each other. A material error occurred in the draw for the UEFA Champions League round of 16. As a result of this, the draw has been declared void and will be entirely redone at 3 o'clock Central European time. That's 2 p.m. UK time. So Manchester United PSG is no longer the game that has been drawn out. Chelsea will be aggrieved because they got Lille. Liverpool will be upset
Ralph
because they
just been seen doing a rumba in his garden.
So all of those games that we brought you earlier on, I mean, it completely rubbed off the screen because the draw is null and void. They're going to redo it again at 2 o'clock this afternoon. You'll be able to hear the fallout from it on H&J. I mean, the excuse is brilliant, isn't it? You know, following a technical problem with the software of an external service provider that instructs the officials as to which teams are eligible to play one another. I mean, the fact of the matter is they just pulled the wrong ball out of the basket.
Well, Simon and I were just talking off air, Sam. I think the three components is you can't play a team from the same group that you played in the same country as well still at the moment. And
you can't play a team from the same country. You can't play a team that you were in the group with.
Yeah, and you can't play
first
a team...
can't play first.
First can't play first. Second can't play second. It's really not that difficult, is it?
Not really. There's only sort of a certain number of teams that each of the teams could play, and usually these things work really well. Actually, I don't think, seen a draw being messed up before. Have you?
You must have a draw monitor and people looking at it going, this is clearly wrong. And I was saying to Danny, because we don't know, at what point did it go wrong? How far into the draw? Because if it was early stages in the draw, then it was early. Then it should have been stopped in its tracks at that particular point. Because now what you've got is a series of fixtures, and people are going to sit in the background and go and have grievance about it, because Chelsea were pulled out to play Lille. Other sides are going to be playing one another that suits them. And if you'd have stopped it when it happened, then you'd have a situation where none of this ill will that's going to reverberate around is going to manifest itself.
They needed talk back to the race director. If Michael Massey had been there, he would have just made up a different rule.
They needed a draw monitor,
but you could theoretically, and call me stupid or naive here, I'm sure you'd enjoy doing so.
Happy to do so.
But if you put all the balls in one pot, and you draw out United, if you draw out the next one and it's one of the teams they can't play, you pop it back in, and then you go again till the one they can. So if it's another English team, it goes back in. If it's another team that finished first, it goes back in.
But does the person pulling the balls out, he doesn't necessarily know what team that is, does he? Does it come up by name or not by number?
You can make the balls blind. You can have blind balls.
Isn't that what happened, though? Because that is what happened. Because it came out of the thing. He picked it out. It said Manchester United. They can't play Villarreal. So but instead of putting it back in, he took it out. So they weren't in the draw when the next load of balls were pulled out. So when Atletico Madrid came out, they couldn't pull out Manchester United because he hadn't put the ball back in.
Danny's logic of putting it back in there, right? You now know what the number of that ball relates to which team. So you could then get into the territory of people picking up balls.
They don't have numbers.
You could have blind balls.
They are just little balls that open up, and you've got the little slip of paper in the middle of it. There's no like number on them.
Okay. And Danny's idea is fantastic. Danny should be the draw monitor.
I do like but that relies on someone to put the ball back. And the technical problem with the external service provider that instructs the officials on which teams that are eligible to play, and a material error occurred, is the fact that the geezer just didn't put the ball back in the right place. That's the material error.
And who was this
anyway?
fella?
It's over on talkSPORT 2.
Who is he?
At 2 o'clock this afternoon. And they will go through the whole thing. Kevin Hatchard and Dan Windle getting a double shift as a result of that.
Jim White and Simon Jordan, Monday to Thursday morning, 10 till 1. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.